What is going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you, yes, you, can optimize and grow your personal or your company LinkedIn page or profile to get more followers, more clicks, more leads, and ultimately get revenue and new clients from your LinkedIn page, because it's easier than you think. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing I really want to touch on, guys, is optimizing your page. And as simple as this may sound, I think a lot of people just don't do this well. And what I would like to do is actually show you an example from what I'm doing, so I can show you guys that I'm not the shoemaker with no shoes. I'm the person who gives you guys advice and does it myself, right? So the first thing I want to touch on is making sure you have a nice, clean profile picture. And I think a lot of people, they have like a cool, picture of them at a party, at them at dinner, and they're cropping like another person out. But to actually have a dedicated photo like this, and I'm not saying this is like the perfect photo ever, but this was, distinguished from, the other ones that I took simply because we planned it out. I had my team make a nice black background so it kind of stands out in the sea of other LinkedIn faces. And this is really what I've been rocking profile picture wise for a long time now, probably close to 2 years. So make sure you obviously have a clean picture of your face in the middle. Don't have it off to the right, up top here, to the right, have it be right in the middle. The other thing too is if you're going to go with a background that isn't black or white, I would recommend having a nice blurry background, which we call in photography shallow depth of field, so it focuses on your face, which is really, really important. And guys, if you're taking a selfie with, and adding it to your LinkedIn page, you got to make sure it's professionally done. I mean, even if you're not a professional photographer, you got to make sure it's good, because if your picture is all blurry and maybe you have a mustard stain on your shirt, like, people are not going to take you seriously, right? This picture I've used in my marketing, I've used in ads, I've used in organic posts that I've boosted, I've used it on a lot of other things. And I think a lot of people, kind of lack that branding, where, hey, like, if you have a really, really nice picture of yourself, continue to use it, because you only really need one. And this way people can know you on all these different platforms. Oh yeah, that's Sean Boyle guy, I've known him. And again, it's not saying that, oh, I'm like the master of branding here, but this picture I've used for a long time and people recognize myself because of this photo, right? So that's number one. Number two, which I think people, if they don't focus on the profile picture, they definitely don't focus on this, is if you have a company, you need to make sure that you have your company in your background picture, okay? Don't make it be like, just the skyline, as you can see here. Don't make it just one aspect of your business. Make it quite literally everything that you do, right? So in here, I added not only our name, our logo, the services, where we do it, the skyline of Philadelphia, as well as the softwares that you can see here. I've added everything. And then our color scheme, as you can see here too. So you want to make sure, guys, because I see far too often people, they just have their name, they have their, just like their services, and it's a little scattered. It doesn't tell the full picture. So again, what I would recommend doing, and this is what I got from Alex Hormozi, Gary Vee, all these big dogs that do all these advanced strategies, but it's actually a very, very simple thing, is you want to make sure you have a nice background banner picture that showcases, like I said, your logo, your name, services, software, color scheme, branding, and also the area / skyline that you do your services. This is the skyline of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right? So I would highly recommend that you guys, if you don't have this yet, create one. It's a very simple thing. And again, you can go on Fiverr, have someone do this for quite literally a couple dollars, and you have it for life, which is really, really nice, right? The next thing I want to touch on is your overall headline. And this is something that, for me, I really haven't changed my headline, but it's something I actually want to improve on, is making your headline sexy. Make it entertaining, make it a story, make it something that, whether it's a slogan for your company, a tagline, make it pop. And this is something that, hand raised, I need to do a little bit better. Something that I've used in the past in regards to a slogan is like capturing the world one virtual tour at a time, something like that, right? Exclamation mark at the end. So having that instead of managing partner momentum 360 is a little bit more sexy. It's a little bit more readable. It gets people's attention a little bit more. And it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting to read. What does this guy do? That's kind of how I like to think about these things, because you're having people be interested more in not only your profile, but what you do, and are more likely to connect with you, which we'll touch on later on in this video. All right. Yeah, so doesn't matter if you're in construction, real estate, doesn't matter what niche you're in. And listen, you don't need to have a grandiose, authoritative title to have something like this. You could be an intern at a company. You could be any small, medium, or large position, but you can still make it creative and have people want to check it out and want to read it, right? The next thing I also want to talk about, guys, is your service offerings. And I think this is something that people just don't do, is adding in the services that they do. So for Momentum 360, we primarily focus on real estate photography, commercial photography, wedding photography, videography, video production, all these different things, video editing, etc. Right? And then you could also earn reviews, as you can see here from a client of ours, for the services that you do, which is really, really cool. So build this out. Make sure that you're adding in a company description, because you want people to understand exactly what you and your company does. So this is really important. The other thing too is you want to add in pieces of your work, videos that you've created, whether it's a case study, whether it's tips on how to grow your small business, whether it's a free giveaway you're doing, whether it's a story about how I learned to sell, whether it's these other reels that I've posted throughout the years. You want to make sure that you can have your best foot forward and your best stuff here, so you're able to get more traction. All right. It's really, really interesting, because again, if you don't have this, someone who does have this will simply overtake you. Okay. So it's really, really, really important that you're doing this. All right. Now, the next thing I want to touch on, which this is something that I have really talked about recently, but to show you guys exactly what I mean, is the actual content that you're posting. Okay, so if you guys want, I created a free guide on how you can actually get more followers this year. Actually, how you can get 10,000 followers guaranteed in under 12 months using this guide. So if you guys are interested, just go to momentumvirtualtours.com/get-more-followers. I'm not going to go through the entire guide here, but really this goes into all the clients that we've been able to help, the awards, all the reviews that we've gotten. This strategy here was able to produce all of these things, how we were able to be the second fastest growing company in Philadelphia. We were awarded the top video production company, etc. And again, this is all from social media, right? So if you guys are interested, watch this video, fill out the form, and I will see you guys there. We will actually be able to send you a free guide to your email. Totally free, just looking to provide value, all right? The things I'll touch on, and I don't want to go too much into detail here, but really it's broken up into three things: the hook, the retain, and the reward system, okay? And again, if you guys want to get more information about that, simply just go to this here. I break down quite literally, I think it's 2 or 3 full pages of notes and data and strategies that you can implement. So I'm not going to go through that in this video, but if you want, go to this URL here, watch the video, fill out the form, and you'll get a copy directly sent to your inbox. All right, so let's move on. The next thing I want to touch on, and this is what I think people simply don't do, but let's just say that they're looking to, connect with real estate agents. All right. Now, for me, I like to max out my connections every single week. Okay. You get about 200 to 300 connections every single week. So theoretically, you should, if you're maxing out your connections every single week, you should be able to send about 10,000 connections every single year. Okay. And if you guys go to my profile, this is quite literally how, guys, I've been able to grow my profile to over 15,000 followers organically, right? I didn't buy any of these followers. These are real legitimate people. And I think really one of the easiest things I can tell you guys is to max out your connections with the people you want to be associated with. So in this case, Momentum 360, we obviously work with a lot of real estate agents. So what I like to do and it's easier than ever now, is I like to connect, add note. Normally there'll be an AI system here that, gives you like a prompt feedback. But in this case, this person is from Philadelphia and they are at KW. So I would say, hey, hope all is well. Just wanted to make sure you're still with KW, right? So I'll connect, and it's just reaffirming that he is with the certain brokerage. That's just a quick and easy way to connect. And then this way, it pops a question. People like to answer questions. We're more likely to connect, all right? So this is what I've been doing, guys, quite literally consistently, whether I'm using a VA or I'm doing it myself for years. Now, the next question out of your guys' mouth is probably, okay, well, Sean, if you've been doing this for years and you're connecting with 200 people, let's just say I've been doing this for, at least 2 years. That means I would have sent out 20,000 connections. Sean, why do you only have 15,000 followers then? Shouldn't you have a lot more? Yes, if everyone accepted my connection that I sent out. Now, I'm not factoring in people that have deactivated accounts, people who aren't on LinkedIn, people who just have a profile just to have a profile, who aren't really active on their social media. And also people who I don't necessarily know, right? Because a lot of people, they might not necessarily want to connect with someone who they don't know. So that's kind of why, I like to do a lot of cold outreach on LinkedIn. A lot of the times it works, but sometimes it doesn't, right? And this is the result that I've been able to get. Now, I'm sure there's people who have better strategies in regards to helping you scale to 50,000 followers. But if this is something where you're looking to just passively grow, year after year, I would recommend my strategy because it's free. You're not buying any LinkedIn premium. That's pretty expensive. You're not hiring some VA. This is stuff that quite literally, I spend about 15, 20 minutes a day doing this stuff. And I've been able to connect and get some pretty decent results, I would like to say. So let's move on. The other thing too that I want to bring up, and this is not necessarily a pet peeve, but people all the time are like, oh, I expect people to like my stuff, but then they go and don't like other people's stuff, right? So what I would recommend doing is on your feed, interact with people who you ultimately want to interact back with you, right? So you really, 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 really want to make sure, guys, that your feed is filled with people who interact with you, number one. Number two, you're interacting with on the other side. And three, have potential to give you referrals, okay? It's really, really, really important to do this because the more that you are giving, the more you're going to get back, right? That's one of the golden rules. So you want to make sure that you're simply interacting with people who really need your stuff, right? So I would highly recommend, in this case for me, I do a lot of video work. I do a lot of interesting things. So I want to make sure that I'm connecting with realtors like her, real estate agents who are in the athletic space, all these different people, right? And not only do I want to but what I found to really work is commenting, and specifically commenting a question. So if I'm going to, you can see one of my posts, right? So in this case, what I'll do is, this is a pretty cool rendering. So I'll say, who made these renderings? These look incredible. Now, these could be photos taken and have it, a rendition added, but just for the sake of this, I just like to ask a question and have this person, Jason, answer it. He seems to be somewhat active. So I'd like to see and maybe have my team create stuff for him, right? So really a lot of this, guys, at the end of the day is just being active with your community, because the more you're active with your community, and again, it doesn't need to be hours on end, but if you're spending, like I said, 15, 20 minutes, half hour max every single day, you're going to get rewarded. You can probably max out your connections with sending those messages in, I would say, about one day. And then the rest of those days throughout the week, what you can do is if you go to your connections, you're going to see your new connections pop up here where you can essentially message them for free and connect with them here. So start a conversation. You know what I mean? There's really no excuses. The only excuses are, oh, I don't have time. I don't know what to say. You got to get over that. You got to start. And one of the best ways is just to build a relationship, right? Don't think anything past that. Because if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to make an automatic sale, that's the wrong mindset to have. That's a very, very short mindset to have. Genuinely take interest in the people you're connecting with, care about them, make a connection, connect with them, get to know what they do, get to know their hobbies and their likes. That's what we're all here for. I mean, we're on this earth for such a short time, guys. Why would you not want to take an interest in all these amazing people's lives, right? That's kind of just my philosophy. A lot of people will be like, oh, Sean, well, we need to make sales, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that's important too. But in my opinion, the more you connect with people genuinely and truly care about them, people are going to see that, and the money and the sales will take care of itself. I'll just say that. All right. So quick recap. What did we go over today? To optimize your profile for free, make sure you have a crisp profile picture that shows off your entire face in the middle, a nice blurry background or white or black background. Have something that stands out, have something that's catchy. Have a background image that showcases your logo, your company name, your services, the area that you do your work in, or at least your HQ, the softwares that you're associated with, maybe your other partners. Make sure you have a nice description of the business, services, get reviews, add in featured posts or reels or case studies, right? And then, like I said, guys, if you want to learn the content that I'm posting to get more leads, all you got to do is just go to momentumvirtualtours.com/getmorefollowers, watch this video, fill out the form below, and you will have a free PDF guide sent directly to your inbox. All right. So guys, thank you so much. I hope this guide helps. I hope this video helps. Smash the like button, smash that subscribe button, comment below. And with that being said, guys, I will see you in the next one.